to compensate for all the new space required. They find a cave of a predator and pause to glance around. The coast appears to be clear. Keyanthi recites Thranion's final rites and then says that it's okay to dispose of the body, and Kiara hurls the body into the woods to be devoured by owl bears, cursing his corpse, saying, "May your corpse feed some owl bear cubs." And the two leave the cave and walk back towards the others. It is at this time that Keyanthi is called back. Back to the shadows of her mind flutter the sound of raven wings as Breotracht calls her to the pilgrimage that she mentioned earlier, saying, "I'll give you time, but when I call, you will come." And so it's the voice that comes to Kayanthi's head says, "It is my time, child. You must go. My calling awaits." Her eyes glow that teal. Kayanthi's eye glow the teal, and they revert back to their purple-red state, and she looks to Kira. "The goddess is calling me." Kira's eyes flicker in the darkness and then focus into cold knowing. And you better be going. Keyanthi bows deeply. "It has been an honor. Please tell the others that my time to leave has come, and I wish them only the best." Kira bows back, and then Keyanthi simply walks into the woods. I would also like to add, as a DM, that Kristin, the player, really needed to leave the game because she had, a job, growing up adult stuff to deal with, and she really wanted this to, be her last episode to be the last time, and that is what happened in real time, but the recording, I just decided to do this. And if I were to change that, I would say that Keyanthi more likely would have actually spent at least a couple minutes to say goodbye and possibly written a letter to Ellie, but she's not heartless. But we were like, okay, she needs to just go because the player needs to just go. So we decided to just kind of keep it this way because it also accurately depicts Breotracht as a goddess who is patient, but when she says it's time to go, it's time to go. So anyway, we had to kind of strike a balance at that point. So Kara then hoists her new armor set, coiled together by the belts she pulled off Thranion's corpse, and regroups with Luna, Eravan, and the newcomer Ari. Back at the training grounds, Eravan pulls up Ari. "Are you okay?" I'm Eravan, by the way. Ari says, "Hi. I'm Princess Keyaria Amelia of the Arcanic Empire." Eravan turns as white as a sheet and says, "Oh, I am so sorry." And then he bows. "I am Eravan Meliamne of the Elven Principalities." Ari nods, and then Eravan gestures to the group. "Here, let me introduce you to our group. You probably have a lot of questions."
What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. We need to get this done so we can get home.
I'm gonna get in so much. I can't even go out there. Look at my dresses. It's tatters. How are you getting home?
We're working on that. We have a friend who can help us out, but we gotta help him out first.
Oh.
But I mean, we've only been here 3 days, so...
3 days?
Or less than that, I think, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
I'm really bad at time. In real life.
Let me pause. Well, you see, you chased Thranion and Keyanthi into the woods, spent the night, then went on a journey through the woods, trying a week.
Oh, yeah.
8 days. Time passes.
We're just saying it's less so that we don't feel like it is the more.
Well, my friend's actually looking for someone.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, do I know if Ellie found him?
You did.
I saw her leave, but...
Yeah, you saw her leave, and you saw her go into the tent and just appear to be fine, she's not distressed, just having a conversation.
So she found someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiara probably mentioned it in passing. Like, where's Ellie? Ellie's in it talking to someone important in the tent. We won't worry about Ellie right now. Let's just go find the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Ellie was not there for the boss fight.
Oh. Tell me about you.
I'm Luna. Where I come from, I'm nobility, but I don't know that the Fae really recognize that here.
Oh.
Somewhat. They would somewhat.
Yeah, my father's a lord. No big deal.
That.
What about you?
No, my brother's the emperor, so
Oh.
no big deal.
And then Ellie suddenly breaks the fourth wall. I'm a Driz. She pops up like a gopher out of the ground. No, she is the gopher that comes out of the ground. Sorry.
So where are you from then?
I'm from Verkus.
I don't know what that
Oh?
is. Oh, okay.
It's in the Leicester Kingdom.
Oh, well, that's 19 on the dice, so.
Yeah, ring history. Okay, yeah, you would know that it's in the Leicester Kingdom. It's to the northwest part of it, and you know that they are kind of famous for their large dire wolves and are like more or less known for being barbarians.
I suddenly feel so
Wow.
accomplished.
I've always wanted to go there. Humans have had
Oh,
such
it's
an
awesome.
interesting history.
Yeah, we have like elves and humans and half elves all living together in harmony until the Fire Nation attacks, but and we also
Cue
have
the
giant
Fire
wolves
Nation.
that are native to the area, and I even have a cat.
I love cat.
Yeah, his name is Artemis.
Really? That's very cool.
So,
Where's Eric?
King-
She makes brief eye contact with Luna, looks around, where's Eravan? Looks at Ari. Hello.
Hi. Are you
Stares
doing
at her for a
okay now?
moment. Oh yeah, load. It's considered a weight off my chest. You were helping during battle. Yeah?
Well,
Spells?
I was there, so I thought I'd help.
Good effort. She's just sort of like getting like this. She does this little like approving nod, and then her forearm sort of like butts against your shoulder, and you might get the feeling that it's more of like a kind of a bruh thing. It might be a little heavier than you're expecting. So it's sort of like she doesn't mean to body check you with her singular arm, but 20 strength. What are you gonna do?
Oh, it's a good thing I got healed, because that might have taken my 3 hit points.
She you slightly stagger, and she immediately is, oh, okay, get up. Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
alright.
she's clanking a little bit because she's carrying some heavy stuff, so she just got it under her now. Kiara, she just sort of holds out her arm, and she's like very gently leans it towards you, like, here, you may take my hand instead of me shoving it at you and potentially knocking you like into the ground.
to your death.
Mages.
I'm Ari, Princess Ari of the Arcane Empire.
As a drow, I know exactly who this is, don't I?
You do know that the Empire has several princesses, so yes, somewhat you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of slow nodding right there.
Yep. And Kiara is just like,
Fascination time.
she continues to shake. Yeah, she continually shakes your hand, and she's like, oh, Kiara Sanaho, defunct member of the Drow Army.
Nice to make your
It's just-
acquaintance.
Pleasure's on mine.
Alright, and it's at this point that Eravan looks at you and says, "She's gone, isn't she?"
Kiara just like her lips just press into a thin line, and she's like, "Oh, damn Keyanthi." Just like
Not too
could
upset.
always wait for him to be sitting.
Eravan looks to the forest and seems to like lean towards it, and then he looks back at you and your party, and he looks at Nualia, and he's like, can I go after her? Like, he seems to be caught in his own decision.
Bro, go with her.
And he's like, oh, I mean, she didn't ask, she just left, so, like, does that mean she doesn't want me to come? Like, should I go after her anyway? Like, would that upset her? I don't know what to do.
No, she's a people pleaser. She doesn't want to bother you with it. You need to remind her that you're not bothering her. She's not bothering you.
Think that's it? You think she'd just let me go? Like, we'd be fine?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go.
I mean, you can fly, right?
I can't fly, but I can run really fast. You think I could?
He looks at Kiara.
Could I catch up? Do you think?
Well, last place I saw her was by an owlbear cave, and then she sort of like
Where'd you
absconded
last see
with
her?
the goddess. So, yeah, I think if she looks at she does this thing. She looks him up and down. She's sizing him up to see if he could potentially catch up with her.
Okay, do a survival check.
You can fly, right?
What kind of check? What kind of check do I have to make to see if I'm just gonna get him lost in the Feywild and he's just gonna stay there like a sad lonely boy, and we're gonna lose a good healer?
Again, like survival or
Okay.
maybe even nature.
Okay, Mckenna, can you roll for me?
Okay, I forgot to grab my thing, but yeah. I got a natural 11. Do you know your modifier?
I'm on fire for... Is that wisdom based?
Survival is wisdom based.
Oh my god, it's an 11.
Solid.
My wisdom is not great. My intelligence better. My wisdom is not so great.
Okay. Well, you size him up, you look him up and down.
Oh, that's fantastic. I got it. Hello.
You're looking at him, and then you're checking out the woods, kind of assessing, like, alright, well, the woods... I mean, you've walked through them, and you can ascertain that he has a fairly decent chance of finding her again. He just, especially if he transforms into an animal that has a strong sense of smell and can run quickly, then he'll have a pretty good chance of actually catching up to her. He just needs to start moving quickly.
You've seen the dire wolves, right? You can just run fast.
Oh, yeah, I mean, okay.
It's a trap.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Kiara's gonna actually, like, her hand's gonna go on his shoulder, and it's a little heavier than she intends to, because he's small and she is strong. and she's just like, you're a good lad. Good luck.
Thanks. And so he'll turn around and look at the group, and he exhales and says, well, look after my sister, okay? And my brother Thranion, and thanks. And he shifts into a direwolf, and then he's this like dark brown, green-eyed direwolf, and begins to start to run off into the woods, and then Nualia like tears across the scene, saying, "What? Are you serious? Like now? You're gonna leave like right now after we've been separated for like 10 years, and you're gonna go wandering off into the woods with your like girlfriend right now? This is what's happening?"
It's true love, Nualia.
And Nualia just kind of groans, and then Eravan looks really guilty.
I want you to know, he said, take care of my sister. Kiara immediately had like that gut drop through the floor moment where it's like, oh my god, you're gonna do the same thing. I can't have things. It's like, wait, you have a sister. Oh god.
Oh gosh. And he gives one last look before running off into the woods majestically.
Bonnie Taylor's holding,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Bonnie Taylor is holding out for a hero starts playing as he runs through the Feywild. And there's like
Yes,
loose and
absolutely.
and it's beautiful. And it's like, but it's drawn out in the way that it sounds like Enya.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's pretty much picture if you will.
Kiara just like oh yeah, load.
Yeah.
It's considered a weight off my chest. You were
It's
So it's the
very,
Enya version of a holding out
Yeah.
for a hero,
Well,
with
I was-
preludes and everything like that.
I was there,
Wonderful
so
preludes start
thought I'd
playing
help.
out of nowhere.
Good effort.
She's just sort of like she has this little like approving
So
nod,
you
and
vault
then
into
her
woods.
forearm
And
sort
your
of
music plays,
like, butts
and,
against your shoulder,
Eravan's majestic
you
dark
might get the
form
feeling
moves over
that
some logs,
it's
and he
more of
finds
like a
little
like
blonde speck
kind of
that's
a breath
Keyanthi. They're
thing.
reunited.
It might be a little
And
heavier than you're expecting, so it's sort of like she doesn't
side
mean to
note,
body check
Darren,
you with
is
her
he Goose?
singular
Is he
arm,
with him?
but 20 straight. What are you gonna do?
The other brother.
Oh, it's a good thing I got
He's
healed.
a
'Cause
goose.
that might have
Oh,
taken my
okay.
3 hits.
Yeah, he's goosing it up at the party.
She
Excellent.
like you slightly
And
stagger,
left
and she immediately is
Derek as
okay,
well.
get up.
She just, I think I just had her like
Oh,
wander
okay,
off
okay.
into the crowd after she met
Sorry.
up with some. She like found some other drow like.
Yeah,
Venom
she's
to talk
planking
to.
a little bit because she's
Yeah,
carrying
she
some
went to
heavy
go
stuff,
vibe
so
with
she just
people
got it
because
under.
she's like,
Oh my god, intellectuals!
Yeah, no, that's definitely her
Yeah,
speed.
she just sort
She'd
of
be
holds
like,
out her
"Oh, hi,
arm,
you know
and
things?
she's
I wanna
like
know all the
very.
things."
She pulled out a quill, a notepad, and she's been
Here,
going
you may
down
take my
ever
hand
since.
instead
Next
of
thing
me
we know, she's gonna have
shoving it at you
17
and
scrolls, and then
potentially
like it's in like a tome, and she's gonna be like,
To your death.
wait, so I collected some information. what were we doing here?
What are we doing?
I'm Ari.
Yeah, I imagine wizards actually like exchanging
Princess
information.
Ari.
But you look
of
around
the
and
Arcane
you see this
Empire.
big mess. So
As a drow,
what do
I
you
know
wanna do
exactly who
about
this is,
that?
don't I?
Feed it to an owlbear.
Yeah, so with a side of sirloined Thranion,
Ah.
a side of debris and rubble. Delicious.
Well, if we had prestidigitation, we could have Keyanthi do it. Then we both just put it up
Yep,
there. I guess
Kiara
we'll
is
have
just
to
like-
figure this out.
Fascination time.
She continues to shake. Yeah, she continually shakes your hand, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Kiara Sanaha,
Yeah.
defunct
Let me
member
just
of the
get out these like, oh,
Eravan.
let me just
Yeah,
try.
you could have waited 15 minutes.
Yeah, she's just in the woods.
Nice to make your
Oh,
acquaintance.
I need to help clean up. She just
Like,
turns
as
around.
they're cleaning." Kiara just has this moment where she's like, "Oh, I don't look forward to towing order."
Oh yeah, no, we will not take that very well. But you go about starting to just kind of like clean things up, maybe like smooth out the dirt with your foot, and then the golem has fallen over, and so you need to make someone needs to make a strength check to ride it out.
I could do a strength check.
All right, yeah, go for it. You and you can get help from someone. It's whoever wants to do whatever.
Romantically,
Yeah, go for it.
I'm not good at the strength things, but I might try anyway. If no one else volunteers.
I can do the strength things.
Can I
There's
repair
my-
the glass?
Yeah, sure. How do you want to go about doing that?
Sweep
Glue
it up,
back together and
go
use
away.
a mage hand to put it all back in place and glue it.
Do you have glue? if you want to do that, okay.
Kiara,
Go with her.
No.
Bro, go
I have
with her.
minor illusion. I could make it look like
Kiara
it's
just
got
like
glass.
her
That's
lips
what
just
matters.
press into a thin
It
line, and
just
she's like,
look
"Oh, we just
like
cast
it.
Until we get out of
and
it."
leave." Just like, Kiara,
Just
can we just
make
cast
it look-
darkness over it and leave?
for him to be sitting.
Just throw blue.
You know what notices is if it's dark,
It's fine. We'll just cover this 5 foot square.
just cast darkness and like walk away. No one's gonna know.
Yeah, it's like
Major.
No one
I
can
can
see that
cast-
it's a random pit of darkness.
Yeah.
I'll just cast a major
No, she's a
image
people
and make it
pleaser.
all look
She
okay.
doesn't
and
want to
then we'll
bother
just
you
leave.
with it. You need to remind her that it's not,
work
you're not
until you
bothering
get out
her.
of
Yeah,
range.
yeah, she's not bothering you. They'll be like, hey, who messed this up? It just suddenly happened.
It's fixed.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Just
it's
put a
like
blanket
a party,
over
right?
it.
So
Yeah.
like, who cleans up?
I mean,
It's
Yeah,
not
lie,
it's
right?
really-
Yeah.
Cleaning up.
Okay. You
Yeah, I'm a guest, right?
He looks like he already.
I'll have to clean up.
Yeah.
The last place I saw her was by an owlbear cave, and
Anyway,
then she
yeah,
sort of
they
like
collectively just
absconded
kind of
with the goddess. So
pick things up,
yeah, I
and
think if,
the two of you will write the statue,
she-
and you have enough time to
she looks
time.
at okay.
Especially Kiara.
She
Kiara's
no,
26.
she does this
Get that up.
thing. She
And then
she
with the
she looks him up and down. She's sizing him up to see if
shove it under the
Legit?
catch
bushes.
up with her.
Yeah, just push it. Yeah, just push it in the bushes.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
You can fly, right?
Yeah, you look around.
What kind of check do I have to make to see if I'm just gonna get him lost in the Feywild and just gonna stay there like a sad little boy and we're gonna lose
as
a
long
good
as they
healer?
don't look up, then they won't know. So
Do you have any more
Okay.
keys to get?
yes, you do.
Okay, Mckenna,
Go
okay,
get
them.
you're
I think last time I
Okay,
mentioned.
I forgot
We
to
got
get
the
my
one
thing,
from
but yeah. I got a natural
funny
11. Do you know
laughing-
your modifier?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on fire for
Yeah, the
wisdom
jailer.
based?
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Oh my
and then
god, it's
the,
an 11.
Oh,
Yeah, so you
My
need
wisdom is not
2
great. My
more,
intelligence
I
better.
think.
My wisdom's not great.
That's the captain of the guard
Courtesans.
and
yeah, we need
yes.
the courtesan, and then we
Courtesan.
need the
Oh my god, that's fantastic. I got it. I love
the captain of the guard.
the other one, captain of the guard.
it. That's what it is. Captain.
The captain.
And I think last time you said that I know one of them.
You do. If you saw her, you would recognize one of Artius's acquaintances, but you haven't seen her. So and she's. I'll just tell you right now, she's not carrying the key. So don't worry about that. How do you go? So you need to go to the palace. How do you go about scouting it or getting in?
We use Oculus.
Oh, okay. I mean, that works. Sure.
He's a handy little buddy.
Yeah, he is a handy buddy.
Yeah.
Is he summoned?
During battle, I believe.
I think he got
Oculus was-
fried.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
So, take some concentration for a minute. So,
a little
sort of-
pause.
I don't know if you guys have seen how she summons Oculus, but it's sort of like looking at how embers, they're sort of gathering in her palm, and then it starts to darken into this little Mobius smoke thing, and then suddenly it's and when Oculus first forms, it's always a bat. So she's like, oh, hello.
And then he just quickly morphs into something easy to hang. So probably the snake again. Danger noodle.
I don't know. Just picture him as a little gecko.
Oh.
It's just a happy
I don't
gecko.
know. That'd be so cute. So once Kiara sees a gecko, that that will happen. Yes. When she sees them, she's going to be so in love with them. She's going to look at little body, look it, and it's going to be
It's just out in the sun, happy, and it's stop bothering.
It's interesting you picked a snake and not like a chipmunk or a rat or I don't know, a squirrel.
She tried for the squirrels, but they're fast little dickenses, and ferrets were kind of fun. So or the ermines, and she's like, "Oh, wow, look at that! That's pretty neat." So when she gets a load of a gecko, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's the best thing ever! Oh, it's fantastic!" What's it called? A gecko! A gecko! I love it!
I love it. Yeah, well, maybe we'll run into geckos in the future when you go to a desert or something. Then you can turn him into a gecko. It'd be really cute. All right, back to what we were talking about.
Is Oculus going on Team Courtesan or Team Captain? So wait, that's not a different. But anyway.
He can go wherever you want him to go. Wherever is fine.
We're gonna maul both of them and hope to get the best. Nope, that's how you draw attention. Just kidding. Kara looks around and she's just like,
Who's closer?
The courtesan is closer because she's on the floor next to Sabra on her stage thing, and then the captain of the guard is in the palace. So you have to go in there and find them somewhere within the palace. But wherever.
Honestly, the captain of the guard will be the one you want to alert last. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Probably, yeah. Definitely. Alright, so...
Over there.
Okay. Alright, so we can split the party. We got Luna going to the courtesan. And, so you split the party. We got Luna going to the courtesan and Kira going towards the palace to search for the captain. Nualia will go with Kira, and Ari, you can go with whomever, but you don't need to do violence. You could just distract the captain, or take the key, or attempt to, like, take it out of their hands. I mean, there are other options. Just saying, you're just putting that down. Don't need to drag him into, like, the back alley and beat him up.
Ask him his sign, favorite color, and also what does he qualify as the best date ever, and what would he write to a boy that's been writing beautiful letters to him and he hasn't responded to at all? Does he know anything about heartfelt letters?
As everyone looks.
Does he know anything about heartfelt letters?
Ellie sneezes somewhere in the tent.
Might.
Give it a tissue.
Got him.
He might know a few things.
Alright, back to the arcading. Back to the Ellie at the Arcadic Empire tent. We have Ellie and Emperor Artius discussing what's been happening to Ellie, like, the entire time, at least the past couple months. So she tells him everything, that she was raised by human parents and how long she became friends with Luna, how Jade taught her how to use her druid powers, how her spirit friends have always been around as long as she can remember, and they asked her to find Ulamaze, which is him, and then a bunch of other stuff happened, like how they felt demons and ghosts, and then a dragon, and then they went to the Feywild, they picked up a drought deserter along the way, and how Luna is a noble's daughter, and just everything, because Michael said I tell him everything. It's canon. He knows absolutely everything that happened in the campaign. So while Ellie is going on this exhaustive and excited explanation, Artius is watching her in bewilderment because she's so animated, and there's just a shot of him slowly, like, sipping his tea and nodding, taking it all in. And in the back of his mind, he's like, maybe I should have brought Ari. She could do this a lot better.
I like to think that he's listening to her talk, and he's just like, oh, God, he'd get along with my sister.
That is very much
This is an older
Yeah.
He's
definitely.
wishing he brought me now.
Somewhere in the back of his mind, he's like, maybe I should have brought her. I mean, I should be able to talk to this teenager child thing. Let's see. Alright, so Ari, Luna, and Kira come back and to the party and immediately see a goose. Walking around looking really confused. Deirdre is in the middle of other mages exchanging notes and talking. You can see Ellie, she's having tea, sipping time. Ari, you look over there, you see your brother. He's appears to have a fairly good time, and then he suddenly, like, turns his head to look your direction, and you duck away.
Oh my God, he's like, UPS! He can send your letter.
Yeah, you managed to just, like, duck behind a waiter while they were going by, and so you are undetected. And so while we're over at Ellie and Artius, I'll do some explanation. He explains to her that he met Ellie's mother, Kiranel, when they were very small. They became close childhood friends, and then they grew apart as they got older, but that she was still very important to him. He explains in more detail that as her aging began, she aged differently than he did. So she accelerated into adulthood sooner and was aging more rapidly. So when he was still a child, she quickly, like, became a teenager. But she'd still come and visit him in the woods that bordered the spring court and his mother's land. He's tried to contact her over a number of years, but through magical research, he hasn't been able to contact her, but he's done his own research and he can ascertain a few things. Ellie's mother, Queen Kiranel, is alive. She placed some seal around the spring court. He doesn't know why she did that, however. The seal, like, prevents people from coming in or out of it. At least out. He's not. He thinks in as well. At least in for Versat. So the seal requires the presence of one Archfey from each court, making access to the Supreme Court impossible because no Archfey from the Supreme Court has been around until now, which is Ellie. Ooh, ah. He reveals that he is 1/4 Winter Archfey, as his paternal grandfather is the Winter King Elia. So that would make him 1/2 Arcane Elf, 1/4 Archfey, and 1/4 High Elf. He reveals that his grandfather, Winter King Elia, is actually at the party, but he's been a little nervous or apprehensive about going up and introducing himself because he's like, I'm not sure if Elia knows I exist. Saying, and then Ellie encourages him to go and talk to him anyway, and says, oh, just put on your best smile and walk up to him and tell him who you are. And he seems to take that to heart. So, he knows that she is intending to be helpful. And then he explains that if Ellie wants to release the seal and meet her mother, she must gain the aid of Fall Archfey and Summer Archfey. Arteus doesn't have any connections to the Summer Court and encourages Ellie to do her own research on this matter. As far as the Fall Archfey goes, Ellie decides that they're going to rely on Arturo, because they already know him, and then his mother, Rezia. And they'll rely on Arteus because he's agreed that he would assist them in this because he also wants to find out what happened to Kieran, since she's his friend. And then
Enthusiastic nodding is Ellie.
Oh yeah, Arteus also explains to Ellie that because she doesn't have paperwork or like a pedigree to, cite that she is a princess, that she probably shouldn't go around telling people because they just straight up won't believe her and think she's crazy. He's like, don't tell people you're a princess unless you want people to think you're crazy. Just don't do that. You need papers to prove that. And she's just not, Ellie's just nodding enthusiastically, totally cool, and just literally buzzing in her seat over all this news. Now, I think we can come over to, alright, and that's about where we're gonna end this spot right now. Thanks for watching. We update as we can, and by we, I mean me, so hopefully you'll stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Really helps.
I don't know why you're not freaking out. My volume keeps getting louder.
You better get on this train. It keeps on moving. It's going into the sky. We're in the sun now. Ah.